Welcome to 30 Days of Marketing Mavens. 30 days, 30 experts, 30 marketing niches. Brought to you by Profit Master Business Solutions. More leads, more sales, and more revenue for your small or medium-sized business. Click findnewrevenue.com to learn more. Now here's your host, Howard Walkoff.
Welcome back to 30 Days of Marketing Mavens. Thank you so much for joining us again. Today, I'm really excited. We have John Lawson, who is just an amazing, dynamic public speaker, and he's the go-to authority when it comes to online selling success in this digital age. He has a lot of different accolades. I'm just going to list a few. He's the author of the best-selling and award-winning Kick-Ass Social Commerce for Entrepreneurs. He's a well-respected business blog author. It's From the Desk of Colder Ice. He's a top 100 small, medium-sized business influencer and 50 most influential in small, medium-sized business marketing. And he's the Chief Creative Officer for Colder Ice Media. John, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. So happy to be here.
So you do a lot of focus on e-commerce and entrepreneurs and making sure that they are in the right direction. So let's start with how did that become your niche?
That's a good question. I mean, I started selling online because I needed some extra money. I was about to go bankrupt. Started selling stuff on eBay way back in like 2001. And long story short, that business started doing well, so well that I ended up leaving my cushy corporate job in 2004. Around 2009, people started asking me, dude, how are you doing that? I really would like to learn more about what you do. So that's when I started teaching and speaking. And so for the last, 8-10 years, I've been going around speaking, teaching, and training on how to use basically social, a lot, social commerce for selling whatever it is online.
So for the audience, what is the difference between social, which would the basic assumption would be social media, and social commerce?
Well, here's the deal. If it's a compound word, right? So I think a lot of people get confused because we interchange this word social media, social marketing, social commerce, and they think it's all the same thing, but it's really a compound word. If you take the word social off the front, then media is not the same as commerce, and commerce is not the same as marketing. They're totally different things. Social is just a channel that we do it on. But if I talk to you about marketing, media, and what was the other one? Commerce, you get it. So just take the social off the front, and then you'll get the intention, and that is the difference. Commerce is not about whether you like me. It's about whether you purchase from me. I don't care about having 10,000 likes. I'd rather have 100 sales. But that's what people are so focused in on. I tell people right now, do you want to be popular or do you want to be rich? It's a big difference. And I can help you with both, but which one do you want? So commerce is about selling.
So I remember back when you started with eBay, I was doing purchases for a number of different things that I enjoyed there. What are the right and most popular platforms right now for e-commerce?
For e-commerce or social commerce?
Well, let's focus on social commerce.
Okay, because we'll do both. All right, e-commerce, there's multiple platforms, and it depends on your strategy, right? And then when it comes to social commerce, I'll say the exact same thing. It depends on your strategy, and it really depends on where people are. Where is your customer? Where are they talking the most? Where are they interacting the most? Go to the customer. Don't make the customer come to you. That's the beauty of having social media, is because you can actually peep in on people's conversations without them even knowing you're there. And once you see what they're talking about, see the questions that they're asking, you can create content that will resonate with them based on what their needs and their troubles are.
And I see that a lot on Facebook in particular, where a lot of people are posting a comment or an image or just a statement in different groups or even on their own page and watching the conversation unfold. And that's really where a lot of that follow-up comes from, where you're having these individual conversations with people who were drawn to what you said, and you keep feeding that information to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants to build a group. I'm saying join a group. At some point you're ready to build a group, but you don't have to go out and start getting people to follow you. If you have, information about taxes, just because it's tax season, you can go into all kind of business groups and just start answering those people's questions. And suddenly they're going to look at you as the expert.
And that's really the key, to find a platform, a podium to be an expert. Again, as you said, that will draw people to you as opposed to you trying to figure out how to find them.
Yep. It's so much easier.
And the tools that are out there for people make it much easier as well. You're not rebuilding something. You're just joining into the conversation and
exactly.
Be strategic about it.
Exactly. That's to join the conversation. Nobody, it's like going to a dinner party or a networking event. You go around and you join different conversations. You stand there, hold your drink, hear what they're saying, and then find an inlet for you to start joining that conversation. Nothing is worse, and I get it, but this is my thing, It's like if you're at a networking event and you and somebody else are really in a deep conversation, and the guy comes in right in the middle of the conversation and just said, "Hey, I sell insurance. My name's Jim." And I'm like, Jim, we were in the middle of a conversation. If Jim would have just stood right there, listened in, because it's, then he probably would have been less, abrasive, and he would have been part of the conversation that was already happening versus trying to change the conversation. It's a very subtle difference, but that subtlety will turn into actual percentages when it comes to conversion.
And that is a really great analogy that I believe we all have experienced, that those social faux pas at networking events. And even more so, it's to his credit, he tried to jump into a conversation. Those that go to the networking events and wait for the conversation to come to you, getting inside, nothing's going to ever happen.
I know. Yeah. They sit next to the table and never do anything. I'm actually that guy. I'm the guy that just sits there. I'm not a great networker. I hate it. But I'm great on social.
I can definitely understand that. I've jumped back in personally into networking and networking events over the course of the last couple of months. It's not my favorite, but if you find the right ones, it can really be very fulfilling. And thankfully,
yes, it can.
On a much better path the last few months with that. So let me go back to the main question I've been asking everyone. What is your number one strategy that's really working well for you and your clients to achieve their marketing goals?
Okay. So the truth is, speaking gets you more money and more sales than anything else, period. Speaking. And you're nodding your head because you're like, yeah, duh, right? But I think what a lot of people think about, and this is what I'm helping a lot of folks with, is that speaking is not just getting on stage, or speaking is not just standing in front of an audience and teaching. Speaking is what we're doing right now. You contacted me for this event, and I am the speaker, basically. You're doing the interview, I'm the speaker. There's so many ways that you can utilize speaking, whether it be on virtual things like this or in public, face-to-face, that really can move sales. I don't think any sale actually happens without some sort of verbal interaction. And I mean interaction. I think we've gotten to a point with so much internet marketing going on that we've sort of lost the understanding that sales is all about communication one-on-one. Even if we're doing it in a webinar, which is a great model, nobody sits on webinars in groups. You don't say, there's certain words that you don't want to use in your webinar, like you guys, and y'all. And it's like, no, you want to be talking and make it feel like it's just me and you. And that is a skill that people, I think, have lost from not interacting so much one-to-one, that we forget that social is a one-to-one experience. And when you harness that, it makes people move.
And it's very true. It's I learned it way back in high school. I had a great teacher who had us get in front of the class and just just threw a topic at us right then and there and just start to talk. And we're talking to and point at individuals in the process, not just the broader sense of a group, but really target the conversation to people. And that translates well within sales and with general marketing and being a speaker that people respond to when it comes to the larger scale groups. It's so very important to have that personal touch along with everything.
Absolutely, man. And so that's really what it is about. It's about creating content, whether it be digital content or delivering something face-to-face, physically.
And it's such a great lesson. And whether it's, and you look at it on a broader scale with individual lessons, but it really comes down to that's sales 101. You have to make that relationship and you have to be there to build that trust one-on-one. And again, if you're talking to over the people's heads as a group, the one individual is not going to feel it and move on and find somewhere else to do their business.
Right. Exactly. You're going to make that connection with someone in that audience.
Well, John, thank you so much for sharing that and all this information. I think it really, it paints a clearer picture. It really opens the curtain a little bit to where it's just the thought of trying to get in front of people is daunting to many people, but the inroads are there if you just have to be creative and find the time and take them.
Yep, just do it. Just get out there and do it.
That's the summary of everything. So, John, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I personally look forward to learning more from you. And I'm
awesome.
John's information is listed here with this interview, and take full advantage of learning more about him and all that he has to offer, and take full advantage of everything else that we're sharing with you here. So again, thank you for joining us for 30 Days of Marketing Mavens, brought to you by Profit Master Business Solutions. And go out and have a great day today. We'll see you next time.